I remember when I was younger. For some reason, I used to love reading these survival books, these survivalist and prepping type books and things like that. And I remember one time reading about how if you get lost in the woods, like say the woods of the middle of Alaska or something like that, what happens, what actually kills you, is the haunting of the pain of regret. What they found is that what happens in your final day, your final hours or whatever, you've been lost out, in the middle of nowhere. What happens is all of a sudden your brain starts to marinate and think about all the things that you should have done, you could have done. You start to think about all the things you should have fixed before this happened, the things you shouldn't have said, things that you wish you could go back and change, this, that. And that's what ends up haunting you. You're alone in your own thoughts. You know you're going to die, and you just get haunted thinking about all the things that you should have done, could have done, would have done, things you could have fixed. And how they know that is because they've been able to find people, or people have been rescued right before they died, and that's how they know that's one of the things that does you in. And it's interesting because I think out of all the pains in the world, the pain of regret is one of the worst. And and I know I think about how I'm a huge fan of David Goggins. I'm not sure if you know who that is, but incredible athlete, ultra marathon runner, and something that really resonates with me a lot. He talks about how he uses this analogy, how when we die, what if there's this chart? God, whatever, presents us with this chart, and on this chart, it shows you who you could have been. This is who you were supposed to be. You were supposed to be this person. This is what you could have done. You could have accomplished all these things. You could have, done all of this, achieved all this greatness in your life. But really, you're way down here. You died, and you just did a little dent in your chart. Barely, completed a fraction of who you were supposed to be, what you could have done, and what you should have done, and how painful that would be to see that at the end of your life, realizing how little of your potential that you lived up to. And to me, that really inspires me. That's really one of my biggest motivations in life is thinking about that pain of regret. I don't want to be at the end of my life sitting there with regretting all the things I could have done, but I didn't because I took the easy way out. And I think that's why stress is necessary, because stress pushes us to get out of our comfort zone and pushes us to become more. And when we look for easy way outs, for example, like smoking weed, what we're really doing is we're just looking for a way to alleviate the stress, to hide the stress. But that stress is important, because if we become too comfortable in life, then we end up just tiptoeing quietly through life, and never really, just we can end up at our grave safely, never really living up to our full potential. And so that's why we need that stress. And I'm talking about the good stress, not the stress of a boss that's nagging you and things like that. I'm talking, what I'm talking about, the stress of knowing that you're not giving it your all, you're not living up to your potential. And that's the stress that we like to hide. We like to find ways to push it under the carpet, under the rug. Life goes by so fast. It's so short. And I know at the end of my life, I don't want to look back with regret, realizing what I could have been. And I know you obviously most likely feel the same way as well. That's why you are seeking answers, which is a great thing. That's why you're looking for help. You want to change, which is, in my opinion, a great thing, because the worst case scenario is those who've given up. They don't care about seeking help. They don't care about change anymore. They don't care about improving. But if you're in that place where you don't like the situation you're in, and you want help, you want to change, that's a great thing. That's a great thing, because it shows you want to change. So guys, just wanted to share the quick message, some food for thought. Give it your all, guys. Don't go to your grave not living up to your potential. Hope you have a great day. See ya.